What's going on, everybody? This is Kevin Nash shooting on his matches against Bob Backlund back in 1995. As you all know, Kevin Nash beat Bob Backlund for the championship in 9 seconds at Madison Square Garden. I guess they wrestled each other on the house show loop for a little while until, well, I'll let Kevin talk about it.
Is he not getting where the business is going now in 95? What were the problems with the matches with Bob?
Just a difference in style. You know, I mean, there were times you wrestle Bob, and Bob is really strong, and he was just in the middle of you making a comeback called pile driver. And you'd be like, okay. I remember at one time we were in Sacramento, and we're in the middle of the match, and he takes me to the ropes. He goes, sunset flip. And he's the heel, so out of respect, I sunset flip him. I barely got through the curtain. Taker walked up and he says, if I fucking ever see you sunset flip another human being as long as I'm here, he said, I'll put the boots to you in the middle of the match. And I was just like, that bad? He goes, dude, he said, it looked like he basically bent over him. He said, your feet were on the floor and and your back was on the mat. He said, you would have had to have seen it. I said, oh.
So that's an unawareness on whoever's calling the match of who they're working with.
Yeah,
I'm not telling Kamala to sunset flip you.
No. I mean, and on top of that, it's just like, there are guys that are really good workers. Like Steve Regal's, for an example. Steve Regal is a great hand, but he has a specific style that he works, and it just doesn't. I need somebody that that can make movement around me. If we're going to grapple, I mean, it's like it's like watching paint dry. It's just not going to be anything. And Bob was that guy. Bob was it was a more of a grappler. He could have which was fine because Brett could work that style, and there wasn't such a the height difference between Bob and I was. And he's wanting to lock up.
Okay. Can you imagine you're at a house show in 1995 and you're watching Bob Backlund and Diesel in a match. Bob Backlund is the heel and he's getting the heat, and then all of a sudden you see Kevin Nash doing a comeback, and he's like right in the middle of his comeback, and then Bob Backlund hits him with a pile driver out of nowhere. I wish I could see some of that. I wish I could see some of that footage because, I want to see that sunset flip because it sounds like something to watch. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of the clueless Bob Backlund? Yeah, I guess that they didn't pair up very long. They didn't have this large program, and I'm trying to remember who Bob Backlund ended up working with. I guess I want to say that that's when, after this was over with, he kind of transitioned into managing the Sultan, but I want to say that was like 96. So there was that whole 90, because Diesel won the title in November 94. Who the heck was Bob Backlund? Well, I know that he had the return match against Brett at WrestleMania. So I guess he just kept working with Brett for a little while. Yeah, and then after the I Quit match, or the submission match, he had it with Brett. Yeah, he kind of transitioned into managing after that. And which is kind of crazy to think about because he was only 45 at the time, 45, 46. And then now you've got guys like Damian Priest who are 43, and CM Punk is 48, and they're main eventing. And Bob Backlund, I know people age better today than they did back then, but Bob Backlund he would have fit in today with today's 40-year-olds because he took care of himself and he was in excellent shape back then. But let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.